Hey there, bosses. Welcome to this fun edition of Marcy K MomBoss, where I help you live your best BYO boss life. And today we are talking about something that I have not always, matter of fact, most of my life have been horrible at. But in this last couple years, I've made a drastic change to my morning routine, and it has done wonders for my business, for my soul, for my family relationships. I'm telling you, you need to have one. I want to show you my personal morning routine, and I hope that sparks some super awesome inspiration for your morning routine. Check this out. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. I have not been a morning girl for most of my, 43? For most of my years. I am a born and bred night owl. Some of the best memories I have as a kid is staying up late with my dad and watching Saturday Night Live or Tales from the Dark Side. And yes, I'm totally aging myself, but I already gave you my age, so you know, what's it matter at this point? But I love staying up late. It was just so hard for me to make that switch. Then when I decided to really go for my entrepreneurial dreams, to really build my businesses, I realized I needed to do a couple things. First and foremost, I needed to claim my day before the rest of my family did, before all my kids would come and pull me this way, pull me that way. My husband needed me, you know, the fish died, somebody saw a mouse, you know, someone falls and's bleeding, and it's like, oh my gosh, mass chaos, constant, right? But if I could give myself the gift of a morning that started out with intention, that started out with purpose, that started out with vision casting and some spiritual moments, that I could start my day out with success. So I'm just gonna share with you what I do. It doesn't mean it's gonna work for you, but this is what I have found over the last few years that works wonders for me personally. Now, I also want to add a little tidbit here that don't think that you have to do what everybody else is doing. You need to find what works for you, what works for your soul, what works for your family. So give yourself the grace to know that where you are in your life and what that looks like for you, whether you have a 9 to 5, little kids at home, whatever, claim that day for yourself. I promise you. From a born and bred night owl, it will do you, your business, your soul wonders. Now, what you probably are gonna have to do is learn to wake up earlier, which also means you're gonna have to go to bed earlier. And that in itself might take you some time. Don't go from getting up at 8 a.m. to trying to get up at 5. Like that, this whole thing about a 5 a.m. club, that's awesome if you're a 5 a.m. girl. If you aren't, or not yet, bring it back in slower chunks so that your body can adjust so that you can be successful with this. Point number 2, before we really dive into the morning routine, is before you go to bed, I want you to start to plan your day. Plan your day the night before. This helps in so many ways. One is it lets you kind of download and brain dump your thoughts of what you need to do for the next day all onto your paper, all onto your planner. If you need a time management system, ladies, check out this link. It's the system I created exclusively for female entrepreneurs. I know you're gonna love it. Check it out. But the key is to take those things that you have to do, want to do, need to do, and you're gonna schedule them on your daily calendar. The third one, and probably one of the hardest, is before you go to bed, I want you to turn your notifications off and actually turn your phone on airplane mode. Do that a good hour before you go to bed, but you want to put that phone down and you're going to ignore it until your morning routine is over. I do not do anything with my phone except maybe use it to take some photos if I want to use them for social media later, but I do not turn airplane mode off until I am done. This is key, ladies. Ooh, you're gonna have to do that, okay? So here's my morning routine in a nutshell. The very first thing I do when I wake up is I get my cup and I fill it with ice water. I really believe that the very first thing that should go into your body should be water. I like to add some lemon juice. I like to add a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and then I put some sweetener in there because, you know, it's kind of gross without it. But it is a great thing to flush out your system. I then head outside, and I am not one that likes the cold, but I will go outside. I will get some deep breaths in. I even like to kind of look where the sun is coming up and get some of those rays on my skin if at all possible. And I just breathe. I breathe it in. I get those negative ions from nature that will actually make you become positive, okay? When it's nice and warmer outside, I like to go out barefoot and kind of walk in the grass when I do this and just take that time to just get that refreshment from nature. I have chickens, so I actually go out to the chicken coop and I open them up and say good morning and gather some eggs and just use that few minutes to, again, just to be outside. Next, I move into my office, and the first thing I touch, the first thing I consume is my scriptures. I do reading. I always do one chapter at least, and really that's just 1 or 2, maybe 3 pages. It doesn't take a lot of time, but that's the first thing I put into my brain, the first thing I put into my soul. Of course, then I say a little prayer, and I always pray guidance over my business. I ask for inspiration on what I need to say, what I need to do, who I need to reach, and I ask for those that are looking for me to help find me too. I then write down 3 things that I am grateful for and I have gratitude of, and I put it on a little sticky note and I put it on my window that's actually right behind my desk. So it's something that I could look at and focus on for the day. The next part is actually one of my most favorite, and that's when I do my vision casting. I actually take out a book, and it's about 3 pages, and I write down a day in my life in the future. I used to say in 5 years, but then I got some great advice from my coach. And one thing that she really stresses is to not put a date. Don't put a cap or a end date. What if all the work that I'm doing is gonna come sooner? So now I just do a day in my life in the future, and it's everything from when I wake up until I go to bed, and it is amazing. Now, if my day needs to be shorter, what I will actually do is just visualize that, close my eyes, and sit there in peace and visualize it as opposed to write it down. So that'll sometimes speed up my day if I need it. Now, because part of this day is at the ocean, on my phone, I have one of those apps that will give you like different sounds. So I put on an ocean sound. So while I'm writing about my day at the ocean, I'm listening to ocean sounds. So that's just a little visualization tip there, a little boss tip. After I'm done with my vision casting and writing those pages in my notebook, I will stop and do some meditation and just close my eyes and to get peaceful and to, again, just kind of visualize what I just wrote or things that are coming up and see if I can get any of those answers to my prayers and any downloads from God to help me with my day. Next is exercise. I used to leave my exercise for the afternoon to kind of give me that midday change so I can kind of get a mindset reset. But I have found as I've really started to grow my businesses that I was finding that I wasn't doing my exercise because I would just get so deep into work that balance wasn't there. Still haven't turned my phone on, but I put on a podcast. Treadmill's actually outside in a little covered patio. So again, I get that benefits of nature, or I'll go on an actual walk, just depending on the weather. And again, listen to that podcast, get some of that personal development in while I'm exercising, which is, we're all about balancing, right? If you need help with balancing and having that work-life mom balance, definitely check out this video right here. Now it's time for me to get ready, because when you can get up and get dressed and not stay in your pajamas all day, that also helps with your mindset. You are ready to take on what your business needs. So that's it in a nutshell. I would love to hear from you what you do for your morning routine, what works for you, what doesn't, what you have found that really helps with your mindset, helps with your intentions for the day, helps get you moving and keeps you focused. please leave a comment. And again, make sure to like and subscribe. Check out my links down below if you'd like to work with me one-on-one or join my live group coaching. I even have a masterclass going on, as well as my social creative. I love this new course. Be sure and check that out. And if you just pop over to my website, you can actually have access to my 12-day mini course called Growing Your Self-Confidence. Just go to my website right here. I'll link it in the comments. A little pop-up will pop up, and make sure and subscribe. All right, see you next time. Bye.